Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 6th Annual Fintech and Financing Conference. My name is Craig Asano. I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the National Crowdfunding and Fintech Association of Canada. I'm your co-host together with Jennifer Reynolds, the CEO and President of Toronto Finance International. We're absolutely delighted to be kicking off what is now branded as FFCON20 Digital. The theme for this year's conference is RISE, and we can talk a little bit about that in this opening presentation. This event has been a challenge, but an exciting opportunity to move from a large in-person conference that we hold annually to a completely 100% digital and virtual event experience, complete with digital e-booths, networking, and the same incredible content that we've really tried to provide over the years to help benefit everyone in the fintech, blockchain, AI, and alternative finance sectors to really elevate and rise their game as they build exciting products and services for the financial services community. A quick note about the National Crowdfunding Association. Back in 2017, we officially expanded our scope to include all things fintech. Our focus is on all holistic sectors in the financial services industry. We are providing education and research, and we are collaborating with more and more partners than ever to help make sure the Canadian fintech ecosystem is vibrant and successful and ultimately more competitive year after year. So I'm delighted to take that mandate and continue it forward. I'd like to give a big shout out for the sponsors that have been on board for FFCON20. It's some of them have been, very understanding with what's happened with COVID, and they're continuing to do incredible work as organizations. In fact, many of them are receiving a boost because they're part of the digital economy. So a big thank you to all our organizers and all of our partners and attendees, of course, that are involved with putting FFCON20 together. And I'd like to personally thank the Exponential group. They also have a digital asset fund, which is available and open for your interest and participation. You can get in touch with them. They are our platinum sponsors, and we thank them for their valuable support. Our diamond sponsor is Cabin Systems North America. They are a digital identity company, and they're doing some incredible things with liquid avatars that we're going to try to incorporate into FFCON. We have a number of gold partners. You can see them all listed there. We have this year taken great strides to collaborate with as many ecosystem partners as we can, and ultimately we think collaboration is the key to advancing fintech here in Canada. We have silver partners down there, everyone from Lending Loop, peer-to-peer lending markets that you know, Concilium and Duca. Happy to welcome DC Bank. Holt Fintech Accelerators have been remarkable partners from day one. We love Jan and the team out there, and Bitfo out in Calgary, and Altcoin Fantasy. We have every year a number of community partners, and it continues to grow. We'd like to thank each and every one of them for the continued support. Most of them are in the innovation ecosystem, either working with startups, helping them launch their businesses, helping them scale their businesses. Many of them are in the educational and academia space as well. And let's not forget perhaps the most important, the investors and the venture capitalists that we do work with, as well as all the crowdfunders. There's lots of ways to raise capital, as we've learned over the years, and we thank everyone in our community for doing their part. So what does a virtual conference experience look like? This is just a quick slide to give you a heads up of what you're already trying to navigate. It looks a little bit different, obviously, than a large in-person conference. But as you can see, there's going to be, on the left, we have a virtual lobby. This is where we're going to have if you have any tweets or social content and if you look at that red arrow, hashtag FFCON20, it's going to appear in the lobby. So if you want to get a message out or share something that appears using that hashtag FFCON20, it'll appear in the lobby. There are several public and private chat windows. On the right, you can see a public chat window, which is also available in the lobby. So it's available to everyone, and we encourage you to interact. We also have, if you see networking tab, there's going to be, if you hover over individuals, you can get your profile. You can actually create a virtual chat or a video chat and do virtual networking native directly within this application. This is going to be, this application actually, it's a Toronto-based company called Feedloop. The team's been absolutely incredible. And the event itself is going to be produced by live stream and video experts, either live. They've also been incredible and become a partner through this journey of transforming from a large in-person conference to a virtual conference experience. So I encourage you to click around and navigate. If you have questions, you can always email us for more information. And we're happy and delighted that you can all try this inaugural digital experience. We're excited to see where we can take it. Just a couple of key messages before we get into the themes of what we've built as part of the FFCON20 RISE program. Really, it's about sharing your knowledge, understanding from each other. I mean, there's lots of different sectors in fintech, and you never know where that little nugget of knowledge is going to take you to the next partnership and the next opportunity. So really, education and research and being on the forefront of what's happening globally, not just from Canada coast to coast, is an incredibly important part of this conference. We thought this was a very fitting slide. It's the only word COVID hopefully you're going to see throughout the entire 8-week FFCON program. But we do not want anyone to think that they should be sitting there wondering, how do we survive during COVID? We want to get you back to reopen the economy, help creating the jobs, help building products. And I know many of you are busier than ever, so we're delighted to hear that. So if you're still sitting on the sidelines, this is an incredible time to take a deeper dive on the strategy of your business, to better understand what you could possibly pivot and turn out a new revenue model for your business. We know it's an exciting yet challenging time, and that generally means a great opportunity. Collaboration is probably at its core of what NCFA is about, equally only to trying to be as innovative as possible. So there's lots of entrepreneurs. Some are incredible visionaries. You can see a few of them on the slide there. Obviously, we can't fit all 50+ speakers that we're going to be bringing into the conference over the next 8 weeks. But we encourage you to use that virtual networking button, collaborate them, suggest a meeting. You never know what that next relationship is going to take you. So this next slide is really an overview of the 8-week FFCON20 Digital Agenda RISE. We are going to get together every Thursday from 2 p.m. Eastern to approximately 4:30 p.m. So about 2.5 hours, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. It's all about getting impactful content and maybe some surprise speakers to mix things up. And it's going to happen for 8 weeks, right through the summer. We're calling it a FinTech Summer, July the 9th to August 27th. So we're kicking off talking about competition and trying to scale and boost the FinTech ecosystem. On the second week, we've got the topic of digital banking. We all know that the consultations are sort of up in the wind at the moment. We've got potential updates to share with you through our expert-informed speakers. Open finance is a new topic in the future of payments. The third week is sustainable finance, green finance, stakeholder capitalism. We're excited to be introducing some international thought leaders who have not only authors in this category, but it's exciting content to the mix of the education that we're providing. So we look forward to those sessions. Leadership and culture. Digital identity is new. We formed a partnership a few years ago last year with Cabin. And that really is core to the future of the digital economy. And so we're going to have a lot of content, very interesting updates and interactive sessions. And really, what are the applications for both consumers and businesses in this digital economy, leveraging new technologies as well as digital identity. So I'm excited for that week. And then in August 13th, which is that 6th week, we're going to be talking about CBDCs, the digital assets, and this incredible new phenomenon, global phenomenon around the decentralized finance called the Rise at DeFi. An advanced and proactive agenda wouldn't be the same without some artificial intelligence. We're lining up some incredible speakers and companies there to talk about what's happening and latest in voice applications, as well as how, through a workshop format, you can actually develop fintech applications and products into your existing business today. And last but not least, we are going to have a very fruitful debate, and there's tons of topics there between digital cash versus fiat, centralized versus decentralized, financial inclusivity, and more. So we want to get the latest information. We're going to be posting them as we get closer to, through our 8-week program. And then, this year we've launched the Fintech Draft, which are a series of pitch and demo competitions, and that will culminate in the winners and a pitch off in this final week called the Fintech Draft Final. So we're excited about that. Let's talk a little bit about what to expect in this very first week, July 9th, in what program we're going to have in scaling fintech funding, innovation, and competition. We're very excited to have the Honorable Senator Colin Deacon. He's really been the fintech's national political champion here in Canada. We're going to have a keynote interview and really focus on, are we competitive? Are we doing everything we need to be doing? In fact, the entire week's theme is going to be on this from a variety of thought leaders, including Adam Faleski, he's the CEO of Portage Ventures. And we're looking at everything through a competitive and innovation lens. We're very excited to welcome Cambridge Alternative Finance Center, who are going to be talking about what's happening globally and also the impact of COVID on fintechs. We have an exciting panel called the Intangibles Economy, and we have some amazing speakers. So look forward to getting an interactive dialogue there. The last two sessions in green are reflective of interactive sessions versus blue, which are more presentations and keynote interviews. The last two sessions are really invaluable feedback to bring together the regulators, being the Canadian Securities Administrators, as well as IROC, together with the fintech community to provide feedback and fruitful discussions. We're excited because we're going to be incorporating polls. So you have two different concurrent breakout sessions to choose from there. One is around the regulation of digital assets and digital securities and trading platforms. And the other option is around the new harmonized crowdfunding rules and a number of other exciting considerations that the regulators are looking at of how to improve and solve sort of funding challenges for smaller fintechs and novel businesses. And that extends to everything from the potential of expanding the accredited investor definition. So stay tuned for more descriptive information on what those workshops will entail. But we're very excited about this 8-week program, and we welcome you to join some of the weeks. Some of the sessions are absolutely all of them. We're doing our best to put together the program that we think is going to be impactful for you at any time. If you think you'd like to see something different, you'd like to see something else, reach out to us. We're always here to listen to our community. And so with that, I'm delighted to turn things over to Jennifer Reynolds. She's the president and CEO of Toronto Finance International and the co-host of FFCON20 DIGITal RISE. Jennifer?
Thanks, Craig. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to FFCON20. We're delighted at TFI to be partnering with NCFA on this event. It's 6th edition, as Craig mentioned, a challenging one, but I'm sure will be a unique experience. So Toronto Finance International, our mission is to go out and promote the Toronto Financial Centre and the broader Canadian financial sector. And you can't really tell people you've got a leading financial center unless you've got a very strong innovation ecosystem surrounding that. And so that part of the story is just so critical. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to partner on this event with NCFA. And if you think about what do we have as a financial center, in Toronto and as an overall Canadian fintech ecosystem, we have a lot of great things to go out and talk about, which is fantastic. We're the 2nd largest financial center in North America in Toronto. Ontario is the second largest tech cluster, actually, in North America as well. And employment in both those sectors is up dramatically. Fastest growing over the last 10 years in terms of financial services talent. We know we've got great growing technology talent in the region. So putting those two things together is, it's really powerful. We've seen investment grow tremendously into FinTech over the last few years. Our growth rate is actually the highest globally. Of course, off of a smaller base, but we want to see that grow. And I think we really want to see the FinTech sector take off, innovation really take off in a dramatic way. We certainly are going to need to see collaboration between key stakeholders, between in the startups, between the larger technology companies, between the larger traditional financial services company and government. And you know, as I've been traveling around the world and going, not recently of course, but in past years, to different financial centers, those that are really successful in terms of creating a strong innovation ecosystem have had very good collaboration and coordination between different stakeholders. So that's really what we want to see happen. And hopefully this conference will help make that happen. Will help facilitate some of those important discussions that need to be had for Toronto and Canada to be a global leader in terms of FinTech and financial services. So I'm delighted to be partnering on this event. Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoy. It's a very fulsome 8-week program. I think we've got some really interesting speakers here and topics, and I look forward to being present as well myself, and also to hopefully in the coming months and years to meet and chat with many of the attendees as well. So thank you, everyone.
Great, thanks, Jennifer. So I can see and miss all the different folks here in the picture. Obviously, this year is going to be a different yet exciting event. So with that in mind, we'd just like to wish everyone an incredible virtual conference. We're here for you to support you and provide you know, the kinds of services and impact that you're looking for. So please network with us. We'll be there for all 8 weeks. I'm sure Jennifer will be there for some of them. And we encourage every participant to really participate and take the time to understand the other perspective of, you know, what we can offer and how we can help others. And through that process, I think we'll build a stronger innovation ecosystem. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great conference and, you know, enjoy.